or two to join before we get started. And as always, make sure you have a comfortable seat for meditation. And you might want to have something to make notes on, either virtually or real paper. And sometimes these meditations, especially in this book that we're working with, you get some interesting content that you might want to remember. Well, I'll get started, and then as people come on, they do. So welcome to this ROV meditation practice session for April 25th, or if you're Stephen on the other side of the globe, the 26th, 2024. Thank you to Humanities Team, as always, for hosting us on this wonderful platform. Thank you to Garth for handling the controls on his birthday. Happy birthday to Garth. And
Happy birthday, Garth.
and tonight we continue with our exploration of meditation. So it's hard to get that. There we go. In Awakening the Mind by Anna Wise. And we are up to chapter 5 at this point. Chapter 5 is called The Intricate Synthesis of Mastery. And so it's all about how the different brain waves contribute different qualities to your meditative experience and to being skillful in life and working with the mental emotional issues of life. Let's see. Oh, it looks like we have a couple people who are asking for invites. So let me just take a moment to do that. And sorry about that.
Yeah, Kevin, I was going to say I could do them, but I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing you greetings from having if any of you saw on the news about the floods in Dubai, I was right
Yeah.
smack bang in the middle of them, actually in the pouring rain in a flood. So if you think of Noah's flood, Noah's Ark, it was exactly on that scale. It was so I can't even put it into words. It was
Yeah,
too
I
too much.
saw the videos were just crazy.
It was exactly like the videos, and I was in the middle. So yeah, back to that, Kevin.
Yes, so talk about mastery and skillfulness in life situations. Stephen, you demonstrated that very well. So I'm glad to have you back. All right, so we are in chapter 5, The Intricate Synthesis of Mastery. And I'm going to read a little about what Anna has to say about this, about the different qualities and brain waves that contribute to the meditative experience. And she says on page 140, beta brainwaves provide the conceptual framework and the descriptive words that define and render precise intellectual delineation to the content of your experience. So beta is your focused attention. And then alpha, which is your relaxed, lightly relaxed state, provides sensory input and illustrates the content through imagery and centralization. So alpha is called the bridge between the conscious mind, represented by beta, and the subconscious. Yes, which she says in the next sentence. It also links the conscious mind to the subconscious. Theta provides the subconscious inner information or wisdom. In its pure form, this is not experienced with clear imagery, rather having the hazy, dreamlike qualities of deep internal reverie. When alpha and theta are experienced together, the theta provides the depth and profundity of the material, and the alpha provides the clarity and lucidity of vivid imagery. And then delta provides the unconscious, instinctual, and intuitive input, which can be seen as access to the universal mind or the collective. So each category of brainwave has its own contribution and part to play in the totality of the awakened mind experience. Each is necessary, and none is more important than the others. They must all work in concert to promote high performance, true mental clarity, and emotional and spiritual awakening. So that's what the meditations in this chapter are all about. They're all about bringing all those different qualities to meditative experience and putting them together in a way that you have a communication across the different layers of your consciousness. Okay. Back to page 135. Anna says, the following meditation uses the principles of accessing alpha through imagery, accessing theta through specific content that needs healing, and then adding beta back through words, which I call subconscious dialogue or dialogue with the subconscious. Okay, so this meditation today is called personal transformation meditation. And I'll read a little intro from Anna about this specific meditation, and then we'll get right into our practice. So she says, first, be aware of the issue or problem that needs transformation. So take a moment now to consider what it is that you want to change, transform, or heal. So just take a moment now, eyes open or closed, and you can jot this down if you want to, and just call to mind what it is you'd like to work with tonight in this meditation. What is it that you would like to change, transform, or heal in yourself? And once you have that in mind, put that in the back of your mind and leave it there. And then allow your mind to be clear. Be aware that later, when you are in the depths of meditation, you may find that another issue, totally different from the one you thought you wanted to work on, emerges from your subconscious. In this meditation, allow yourself to be open to working on whatever appears to you to have the most need and easiest access for transformation. Certainly be open to working on an issue you had not thought of working on. So you could end up working on what you just came to, or something else may just arise from your subconscious. The reason we think about it first and put that concept in the back of the mind to draw out later is so that we won't have to resort to beta for the origin of the impulse later in the meditation. So in other words, you won't have to break your meditative state to start thinking about, well, what is it that I want to work on? Oh, I don't know. And like that, because that will kind of take you out of your meditative state. So we want this concept, even though we have first identified it in beta, to originate in theta. So we want it to arise again in theta once we're deeply relaxed in meditation. If you want to be absolutely sure that the concept originates in theta and has little or no beta impulse, you can always use generic concepts like working on whatever is getting in the way of my growth and evolution. So see if you can allow this meditation to emerge, the content of this meditation to emerge from your subconscious. And you've seeded your subconscious already by calling some issue to mind. All right. So let's move right into our practice. As always, let's sit comfortably upright and have your feet firmly on the ground and parallel with each other. Let's cup our hands with the tips of our thumbs touching lightly, and just rest your cupped hands in your lap. And once you're in a comfortable, upright, seated position, you can lightly close your eyes. And just take a moment to settle in your seat, to be present in your body. And become aware of any thoughts you might be carrying with you into this meditation or any feelings from the day. And you can just allow all of that to be as it is. Allow yourself to be just as you are. And take a moment to be present in your environment. Feel out into this space around you. And consider your space as a sacred space, a space that embraces you, a safe space. Notice how it feels to sit in this safe, sacred space. You may notice your body begin to relax just a little bit more. And now consider your intention for this practice. Why is this practice important to you? Consider that this practice is not only for you, that the effect of this practice extends to all of us gathered here together, to all of our loved ones, to everyone we interact with, and even more widely and invisibly, to all beings, our whole planet, and our collective consciousness. You are an important part of a greater whole. So consider dedicating your practice, our practice, to the well-being of all beings, that we might all connect to our deeper essence and bring those essential qualities to those parts of ourselves that need healing and transformation. Now let's begin this healing journey by relaxing deeply. First, focusing down into the feeling of contact of the soles of our feet on the ground. Awaken sensory awareness in your feet and your toes. And allow your feet to soften and relax as if they are melting deep down into the earth. Feel the solid support and grounding presence of the earth through the soles of your feet. And thank the earth for supporting your life. Allow that feeling of grounded presence to flow up through your feet, up through your shins and calves, up through your knees and thighs, into your hips and your pelvic bowl, resting down in your seat. Feel the weight of your body resting down in your pelvic bowl, resting down in your seat, resting down on the earth. Focus into your palms and fingers resting cupped in your lap. Awaken sensory awareness here in your hands. And allow your hands to soften and relax, as if they are melting down into your legs. Feel the soft openness in your hands, connected to the soft openness in your heart. And as your hands relax, allow your arms and shoulders to relax down, releasing any tension in your shoulders, your neck, and your head. Imagine and feel as if a string is attached to the top of your head, drawing your spine gently upright, like a string of luminous pearls. Feel your spine gently stretched from your perineum and tailbone right up through the top of your head. Feel your spine like a channel of light flowing upwards right up through the top of your head, awakening clarity, opening to the sky above. Now tuck your chin just slightly to gently lengthen the back of your neck. Lightly close your lips and breathe in and out through your nose. Rest your tongue up on the roof of your mouth, with the tip of your tongue touching the gum line behind your upper front teeth. Soften and relax your tongue here. Softening your tongue sends a relaxation signal through your vagus nerve from the center of your brain, down through your heart, down through your abdomen, and out through your whole body. As you feel this relaxation, smile, a subtle smile of calm happiness, of appreciation and gratitude for this time together, to tune in to our deeper being, and bring the qualities of our deeper essence to any parts of us that need healing. Allow this relaxed feeling of smiling to shine through your eyes. Release any tension from your eyebrows and your forehead. Allow this feeling of relaxation to wash down like a wave from the top of your head, down through your brain, your neck, your shoulders, arms, and hands, your chest and upper back, your abdomen and lower back, down through your hips, your legs, and your feet. Allow a sense of deep relaxation to wash through your whole body. And scan through your body for any areas that might still be holding tension. Shine the light of awareness through your body. It's revealing any areas of tension or restriction. Breathing into those areas. And as you breathe out, let go a little more, settling a little deeper into relaxation. Feel your body as a whole from the inside, as an open, relaxed space. An open space of awareness, of presence. Now, within this open space of presence, call to mind an environment that feels comfortable and healing to you. Could be a place in nature or a place inside, a sacred place. Any place that feels healing and comforting to you. Let's call that environment to your mind. And place yourself in that environment now. Walk around in that environment, taking in the sensory details. What do you see around you? Notice the colors. Notice the feeling of the environment. How does it feel to be here? Are there any sounds in this environment, or is it silent? Create this environment in any way that feels just right to you. Are there any scents or fragrances in this environment? Is there a taste to it? And take a deep breath in, breathing in the energy of this environment, breathing it into every cell in your body. And as you breathe out, relax even more, feeling the soothing energy flowing through every cell. And now sit down right in the center of this space in a very comfortable seat. Settle into your seat. Settle into deep meditation in this environment, absorbing all the qualities of the environment. So your inner environment and outer environment are one. You might feel a warmth being here. And just enjoy the feeling of this environment for a few moments, really soaking it in. And let go into a state of deep meditation. And from this place of depth inside, begin to get in touch with the part of you that needs healing, transformation, or change. It may be the issue that you originally thought about before the meditation, or you may find that a deeper or a more meaningful issue comes forward now, ready to be healed. So just allow that part of you that needs healing to come forth now. And notice if this part that needs healing is located anywhere specific in your body or energy field. So see if you can locate it. And tune into that location, tune into that part that is calling for healing. Feel into it. Open communication with it. And Stephen will guide us from here.
And as you open your communication with this part, as you find this place of depth inside yourself, as you open this channel to your subconscious, really bring this issue deeply, fully into you, so that it's ready to be healed, so that you can really allow this part to manifest for you. Find a way to allow this part to manifest. This can be through a symbol or an image or a body sensation. So for me, it's a core body sensation that feels like it's on fire. It's that kind of feeling. Whatever it is, however it arises for you, a symbol, an image, a body sensation, a feeling, a sound, maybe a voice in your head. Or it could be just simply a sense of knowing that this part, the part that needs healing, is present. And ask if this part is willing to communicate with you. If it's uncertain, that's okay too. Ask it what it needs. What does it need you to know? What does it need to happen to make it more willing? And then we're going to ask this part a series of questions. Your own healing experience, your own meditation may be quite different. So this is just to guide you. But if you find another voice opening up, another way of communicating, another way of being, that's totally okay. You can adapt whatever I share in any way you choose. Whatever is helpful for your process. So first, as you feel into this part, so I'm feeling into this fiery element in me. How is this part feeling? Maybe it's feeling threatened by this experience because you're exposing this part. Then you might want to reassure it that you're in this process of doing this for the benefit of your whole being. You're doing this to heal and to help. So first, check in with this part. Ask him, her, it, how she's feeling. So mine's a very feminine fire, like a dragon's fire. Yours might be completely different. Just notice how it arises. And then ask how long has she been there, or it been there, or he been there? Is it an old issue or a very new one? It may, in my case, it's not so much an issue, it's an energy. So it's a very ancient one. What about your issue? What about your connection? What about your healing part or part that needs healed? How long has that been there? And then this could lead you to ask, how long have you been there? You can address it personally. How long has it been there and how did it get there? So mine comes from a very old lineage that I've been part of for many, many thousands of years. So just ask that part, the part that needs healing, how did it get there? And what does it need or want from you? And then ask it, what role or purpose does it play in your life? So mine's connected to the Kundalini, to that Shakti force. What about yours? What about that healing part? What role does it play? Does it have an active, every moment, every hour, every day part to play? And what needs to happen for the transformation you're wanting to happen to occur? What needs to happen now, or what needs to happen in the future? And is this part willing to let this change occur? And if it's not, what needs to happen to allow it to become willing? And now, as you continue to connect deeply with this part, with this healing part, I want you to sensualize and use your senses to imagine the changes taking place. By going into the future, you can look or feel or sense into the future. I'm very visual, so I see it unfold in front of me like a movie. You could feel it. You could just sensualize yourself into the future after this transformation has taken place. And just for a few moments, experience what it looks like, what it feels like, what it sounds like, what it smells and tastes like, what any other senses are present. So I have a multi-dimensional sense that feels into multiple dimensions at once. There might be other senses, magnetic senses, gravity, directional. There could be all kinds of senses that open up for you. So feel through those senses what it's like for these parts to be transformed or healed in the way that you want them to be, in the way that you know that it can be. Use as many of your senses and really feel into the absolute extremes of the senses that you might be able to access. Feel the senses in the future after the transformation has taken place. Feel into what it feels like to be that future self when the changes and transformation have taken place. Live the experience. And really acknowledge this part, this aspect of yourself for all the hard work that it's done for you and continues to do for you. Even if it's fulfilled a function that you disagree with now, or even if it's finished, or even if it's opening to you now in a different way, there's all kinds of ways that this healing may manifest. Offer your appreciation for the fact that deep inside yourself, this part of you thought that it was working for your benefit. And allow the part to respond to you. Ask if there's anything else that it wants to say or share with you. Check to see if there are any other issues or parts that have been stimulated or activated. You might find that many other energy centers are opened. So in my case, that core part opens many, many other aspects of myself. Are there any other parts inside you that you want to open, that naturally open as a result of you opening this healing process? Are there any other parts that want to speak to you, that want to say something to you, that want to connect to you as a result? This inner change may have stimulated other aspects of yourself now wanting to come forward. They might be happy, joyful, or sad, or frightened, or disturbed, or incredibly grateful that they've got an opportunity to create some space and to connect with you. So give them an opportunity to connect and communicate with you now. If it seems appropriate, now begin a dialogue again with this new part that's come forward and follow that through to completion too. Take your time, get to know the part, get to know and unfold its healing too. Or perhaps it's wanting to open you to new joy or new vistas or pathways in your destiny, in your direction, in your healing. So follow that through to completion too. And now, when you're ready to complete this meditation, spend a few minutes gently, nurturingly inside yourself, preparing to close, bringing a gentle sense of appreciation to your inner parts for their willingness to participate in your healing. Take time, one by one, to go through each of the parts, to thank them, to make an agreement with them, to check in again, to check back inside yourself, to come here at a future time, to know them, to continue this process, or to allow yourself further opportunities to meditate with them. They're not separate from you. They are you. Any closure like this is not an ending. It's quite often an agreement to come back again and again and revisit the parts and nurture them. Bring kindness. Make them part of your family, just like you would for any child. Opening up to them. And then slowly crystallize your experience in a few key words or images or phrases. Bring these with you throughout the day. Bring these with you when you awaken from the meditation. Bring these with you to become part of your healing. And as you slowly open your eyes, bringing your awareness back into the space around your apartment or house, in the room, inside your body, inside your heart, right at the center of your heart, and right at the center of that point inside your heart. Feel into the words or images that you've shared. Write them down, write them in the chat, verbalize them to us. That helps fix or formalize or anchor your experience firmly in the now, in this conscious mind, so that it remains present for you and so that it doesn't slip back into your conscious, subconscious mind. It stays conscious and aware and gives you the ability to work with this healing on a very personally transformational level. Stretch Breathe deeply. Open up. Wake up. Become aware of everything around you, the sounds, the body sensations, the vision, the smell, the taste, the touch. And bring to mind those few keywords or images or phrases and share them in the chat or repeat them to yourself to help you connect with the powerful healing and transformation that's happened. Kevin, thank you for your pristine guidance, and thank you everybody for your collective healing presence. That I always feel so intimately as if our whole community is healing and touching those parts and sharing those very, very precious, hidden and sacred parts of ourselves with each other when we do these practices. So Kevin, I'll pass back to you and to anybody who would like to share any insights or questions or guidance or keywords or phrases or images. Thank you always, Kevin.
Thank you, Stephen, for that beautiful guidance. And we welcome any of you who would like to share either in the chat or out loud about your experience, any insights that came to you, anything at all. Wendy.
You hear me?
Now we can. Yeah.
So I pretty consistently work on wanting to be an open, clear channel of loving kindness. Because I'm not always that. That's why it could almost use a little more work. That was a beautiful process. Thank you so much. I still feel very connected, especially around my head, to very open sensation. And if I had a realization, this part that wants to be allowed to exist really is the part that I've called the critic or the it wants to be part of giving the love. It wants to be an ally instead of an impediment in this process. And of course, it's afraid I'm trying to get rid of it. But it just felt, and still feels like it doesn't fit in my body. It's bigger than my body. And if I called it something, it would be like the aurora borealis, and then it has waves and color and it just felt wonderful, still feels wonderful. So thank you so much for that.
Beautiful, Wendy. I love that imagery.
Yeah.
And that insight too, that all the parts want to be purposeful parts of the whole. Yeah. Yeah. Love that. Anyone else? Becca? There you go.
So a lot of the times what happens for me from the meditation is later on in my week, I'm getting to do what I want to do. And like Wendy, that inner critic, if I've had a drive to do so much by myself during the COVID times, and now there are other people coming to be a part of and maybe doing things that would be in my space or I'd be in their space. And now they're coming into their space that was mine.
Mm.
And to give them the room and honor and respect that I don't have to continue doing everything the way I used to do things. It's bringing the love of what I was bringing into that space.
Mm.
And that feeling is getting easier so that it's not conflict, but that it's
Mm.
the joy that I've been able to create for myself, that I can bring that to the other people who are coming so that they can have that same respect and realize that they're being respected also to create.
Mm. Beautiful. I love that. Thank you, Becca.
I guess my issue is what I started out with is kind of around the same issue which was dealing with conflict. And, I kind of set it back there and it came back to me as we started meditating. And the conflict kind of turned into, when I started talking to it was about being more flexible.
Hmm.
And about my body being more flexible, and my psyche being more flexible.
Hmm.
And then that kind of evolved into that flexibility, allowing me to be much more present and much more alive
Mm.
by being able, by just allowing myself to go there and do that.
Mm.
So it was very good. Thank you.
Mm. Thank you, Byron. Yeah, love that. I think I definitely found during the COVID time, it was a time when I really got into a lot of routines around the house and just being here. And this is the way I do things. And it was a real change to branch out and to get back into being in the world and being flexible and being in interaction with more people and being in other space than they're in my space, so to speak, and just feeling the openness again and opening up. I think I went to a gym where I used to work as a trainer, and the owner of that gym said, "Yeah, people think we're out of COVID, but we're still responding to that experience. It's still so deeply in there that we're still unpacking that and learning to respond in new ways and from that."
And bring that aliveness back into our lives.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kevin, on that note, and I'm particularly aware of it in Japan, is that they noted that after COVID, the numbers of children that were, whatever you want to say, truant or not so part of the school system increased dramatically right across the United States because parents had adjusted to having their children out of school, and it's pretty much stayed that way. And in Japan, we've noticed that the schools are much more lenient with letting the kids stay home. There used to be a very strictly enforced, you cannot do that. But now there's many more children that are part of what they call in Japan a mirai class, which is a future. It's actually called the future class or the future of education, and it's children like my daughter who are hybrid, homeschooled and also schooled for the social. So she's half, 50% at home and 50% there. And they've been actually very lenient, whereas I know in the past they weren't. But all because of COVID. Because so, like you said, Kevin, they're still, in a sense, we're still in that awareness, that part. If we look at it as the healing part, we're still healing that part in a way. Yeah, I love that.
Thank you, Stephen. Anyone else like to share before we go? let's see. Michelle in the chat says, I'm a little confused at how I didn't know I was asleep. Maybe I feel like I glitched. I consciously was following the guidance, and then Becca's voice pulled me forward, and I literally heard a strange computer type buzz noise combined with Kevin's voice. Unsure whether it was my laptop sound or my head. I'll go to sleep earlier next time the night before. Interesting as we go into our subconscious mind, how we can lose contact with, different layers of reality there.
I don't understand how I don't feel like I was asleep though. I really don't. I was
Yeah.
I was conscious. I just don't.
Yeah.
I'm still confused.
Yeah, I think, but there's so many different layers of awareness that that aren't necessarily connected to beta brainwaves in Anawise's terminology, to where we are like tuned into that normal external oriented reality, but we're in other layers of awareness where we are present, consciousness is operating, but not in the way that we normally do when we're here focused outside and interacting and talking.
So what happens when we're stimulating say we're using the isochronic tones or binaural beats, and the standard brainwave frequencies are being applied or referenced? I've got other ones that are outside those ranges. So my question, I suppose, is there a natural journey that you follow for those tones? Oh, wow. Did anyone else hear that? That was my Siri. That was weird. Is there a journey that you follow naturally to be able to, obviously, like you do with your guidance when you're stimulating those brainwaves? And what happens if you do play a frequency outside that? How quickly does it take to entrain to bring that in? Like, because I know your voice quickly maybe go to sleep then, clearly. But yeah, what's the time frame that it takes to entrain to pull someone into another state? So you're referencing theta, and another thought comes from the natural thought of what we're just thinking about then for what we wanted to work on would come in, as opposed to referencing it during the meditation, pulling us out. So is it that easy to be pulled out and pulled in? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I think that's a very individual thing, and also a very circumstantial thing, like variable. But time frame, I think, is very individualized. And some people could just close their eyes and sit and say, settle in, and are just resting in a different state of consciousness right then and there. And for other people, the sequence of the practice is like going down or going up a series of steps. So in this meditation, she presents it like a series of steps, but any one of those steps could kind of send you into a different space of consciousness. Yeah. Any particular, like certain people respond to different cues, different words, or different felt sensations, right? Or tones, or
colors.
That can be very individual.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's why it's really, these guidances, it's really important to allow it to be your own and to be your own process, where we're providing a framework, but you use whatever in that framework is a key for you or a cue for you, and allow it to be your experience and to develop however it does for you.
So I suppose the body cues and positioning your body so that your nervous system allows that to happen is the most important part for the interoception, which, by the way, Google still doesn't recognize as a word. I just want to say that because I keep typing this into my invitations every week, and it's just not happening still. So I'm not sure why, but yeah.
We know the word.
We do, yep.
And we feel it. We're activating that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks.
Let's see. Liz says, thanks so much, guys. You're amazing. The kid is active right now. Okay. Well, we invite you to care for the kid. And thanks for being here, Liz. And our puppy has joined us as well. Good.
No, cute puppy dog.
All right. Well, I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. And this book is such a wealth of meditations, and we have many more to go in this book. I think it's been such a fruitful a place to dip in and explore all these different kinds of sensory experiences, bringing in different types of content, bringing in different aspects of our mind, different qualities of meditation practice. And we'll continue. Next week, we'll move into chapter 6. If you are reading along, move into chapter 6, which is called Self-Exploration and Understanding, Making the Subconscious Conscious, which I think we've been doing all along, but she has some particular practices in there that we'll dive into starting next week. So once again, thank you all for joining us. It's such a joy to be here with you each Thursday night or Friday morning. And have a wonderful week. Love and blessings to you all. And we'll see you again next time. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you
Thank
all.
you.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.